Hello, everybody. Weather Extra Time. What's going on? Happy Monday to you all. Hope everything's good. Eric Burke will be back tomorrow morning, and he will be here for Weather Extra. I am here today for him. Brad will be here tonight, and what we're tracking is the potential for some strong thunderstorms this afternoon. Nothing severe, just some heavy rain, some gusty winds, and some dangerous lightning. Pretty much everything we had over the weekend times 3 now. Here we go. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 days in a row is what I mean by that. Right now, though, a little shower activity near Gadsden. That's about it. Storms off to the north and west. Looks like they'll get here sometime after about 2 o'clock, and they could impact the evening commute with some heavy rainfall. But, yeah, we got like 2 more days to get through this, today and tomorrow. Some of you saying you haven't had any rain at all in the last 2 weeks. I don't know how that's I don't even know how that's possible. But that's okay. If you have it, maybe you'll get some rain today, and you'll close out the month strong and start July with some rain tomorrow. For those of you that have had too much rainfall, like me at my house, like way too much rain, it'd be nice to miss out on a little bit of rain today. I'm not gonna lie, my backyard is like soaked. So, and my gardens are way too, I have like mushrooms growing like crazy in my garden. Some people may like that, I don't know. I don't want the mushrooms though. I don't want them. Hi, Renee from Point Mallard. Good to see you on. Hope all's well. I don't know, do I have the Decatur camera up? I might have it up. What do I got? Let me see what I got for you. So I was going to show the radar. Let me put this all up full so you can see it better. So, of course, right behind where the 48 on your side billboard is the word shower on the radar I was going to show you. That defeats the whole purpose. Athens, a lot of cloud cover. I did have a little sunshine. I was driving and I was home for a second, got myself some lunch. And, yep, lunch is at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I did have to put my sunglasses momentarily. There's a Decatur camera. Point Mallard Parkway is not that far from there. Point Mallard is very close, Renee. I can almost see it. Mushrooms again, Kirsten says. Yeah, I do. Kirsten, I can't stop with the rainfall at my house. The garden looks great, though. But I have mushrooms in the front yard, and I have mushrooms in the gardens, and I have them also in the backyard by the deck, too. It's like mushrooms gone wild in my yard. Thank you to all the rainfall from Mother Nature. Come on, graphics. What we got here? Come on. There's it goes. There's your temperatures. With a lot of cloud cover so far this morning and limited sunshine, temperatures haven't really moved all that much. Got like upper 70s. Shoals 83 now, the hot spot. But temps will stay down today because we have the cloud cover. And when we start adding some showers and storms to the mix in the afternoon, I don't think the coverage will be as much as it was yesterday. Yesterday, just about everybody had rain. Probably more like 50-50 across the board in terms of who gets wet and who doesn't. But if you have a storm, though, it'll cool your temperatures off. I think I was in Guntersville yesterday. I was in Guntersville. I didn't think I was. I was in Guntersville, but I think it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Not much rain in Guntersville. Kind of split the area. But it was just enough storms in and around Guntersville that it was 75 degrees at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it was definitely cool. Storm threats today, same as I haven't changed this graphic since Saturday. 35 plus winds, heavy rainfall, small hail, lightning. Probably get some special weather statements on the storms. You might get a pop of severe thunderstorm warning for a hot second, but overall storms are mainly below severe criteria. Your storms today, your storms tomorrow, and then bring on the sunshine. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I know we have a couple 20% for Friday and the weekend, but that's literally for like an isolated shower storm, and most areas are going to be dry. In fact, not only does the 4th of July look good, but so does the weekend. So firework plans look good. If you're going to shoot fireworks off, don't shoot them off in Northwest Huntsville near my house and wreck my dog because he was a mess last night. And that's the reason why I'm extra tired, because I did not get to sleep. Hey, Jameson, Priceville's in the house. Good to see you on, my friend. Hope all is well. Point Mallard and Priceville. Kind of almost sort of the same place, sort of. Kind of, sort of. Where'd I go? Kirsten says, Mother Nature wants you to have mushrooms. Apparently I do. I'm more worried, honestly, the ones in the backyard by the deck, I kick them around and I pick them up and put them on the side because I don't want my dogs to think that they're they can eat them or something. I don't know. My dogs start doing freaky things. My dogs are going to be like, ooh, I don't know what kind of mushrooms they are, but all I know is that they don't belong in the backyard with the dogs. But the ones in the garden I'm going to take care of on Wednesday. Wednesday I had this big plan. I had the whole day off. I'm going to I'm going to have a day off. I'm going to weed and mulch and trim up the gardens, and I can't wait. Maybe I'll even put pictures on Facebook. We'll see what happens. Friendly reminder, too. Hopefully, I think they should be able to get the game in tomorrow, but the Pandas are back home. It's been a rough stretch. They've lost 15 in a row. They hit a game-tying home run in the top of the ninth last night, or yesterday, and then they couldn't play the bottom of the ninth because of rain. Blame the local weather person. And it was in Montgomery, so blame them, not me. So what happened was they never got to play the bottom of the ninth, so they revert back to the eighth inning, so the game-tying home run doesn't count, and they lost. So, yeah, 15 in a row they've lost. The last time they won was June 13th. So I am a really big Trash Panda fan, so I am going to go support the team this week. They're only home for 3 games. I do believe their fireworks show is going to be the night of the 3rd, and then they go on the road for the 4, 5, 6. So let's go Pandas. I'm going to go to the game on Thursday, I think, is the one I have. I have a voucher. I can go anytime I want, but I'm probably going to go Thursday. It's my day off, too. So hopefully the weather will cooperate. They won't have any rain delays. The storms Tuesday could slow things down maybe, but Wednesday and Thursday look good. And speaking of fireworks shows, I think there's a link on the 48 page. If there is something happening this weekend, we have it on our page. So if you're looking for something fun to do, I know, if I remember correctly, Mid-City does their fireworks show, and then if I have it correctly too, they set the music on 96.9. And I know this because we do radio hits for 96.9, so I was listening to 96.9 on my way back to work, and my weather hits are recorded on there, and I wanted to hear it, make sure it sounded okay. Not that I'm vain and want to hear myself, but I just want to make sure it didn't sound like an idiot. And they were talking, Abby Kate was talking about how they sync it to the fireworks, the music. And I went last year and I did that, and it actually is pretty cool. Driving out of Mid-City after the fireworks show was tragic, but the fireworks show itself was pretty cool with the music. So if you have something that you're trying to do this weekend, there you go. Chase, what's up? I see you on, my friend. Good morning, Jeff. Tuscumbia is represented in the house. Tuscumbia, Point Mallard, Priceville in the house. I love it. Love it. We just need Christine Tinker here, so Bryant would be represented, because that's the tricky one. I mean, Bryant, Alabama, that's the tricky one, even though I love it out there. Kirsten says, make it look pretty. I have to. It's driving me crazy. I need to weed. I need to get it together and get it done. I have been so busy that I have not done anything in the garden. But I'll get it done though. And I'm going to clean it up and make it look all beautiful. Got to deadhead the roses. They've come back 3 times already this year. Anybody have rose bushes that have come back 3 times in one season? Yep. Last year for me, it was 5 times they came back. Bold, 5 times. It was awesome. My salvias come back about 3 times in the summertime. My cannas come back. Every time I deadhead them, they grow again. It's wonderful. I love gardening in Alabama. It's easy. You just got to keep up with the weeding. You keep up with the weeding, Mother Nature will take care of the heat and the water. Sometimes not all the water, though. Sometimes it can be a little crunchy this time of year, but not this year. This year we are, speaking of rainfall, let me just kind of put this in perspective for you, is my good friend Stan Barbie, who comes on here all the time. He's got a rain gauge, and he lives in the Falkville area. And I added what he had in May to what he told me he had so far in June, and that's not counting what fell yesterday in Falkville and what's going to fall today. He is almost up to 20 inches of rain in the 2 months. That's crazy. And Huntsville at the airport, we're up to almost 17 inches of rain in the 2 months. So no threat of a drought. And that's why I kept saying, I have some people on my page saying, I don't have any rain. I haven't had any rain. I'm like, where are you? Are you sure you live in Alabama? Because I think most people would say it's rained a lot, but I don't know. Maybe I did check the Decatur. I did check Pryor Field today, and the numbers for June, they're actually below 1 inch than normal, but the Shoals is 4 inches above normal, and Huntsville is 3 inches above normal. So I don't know if Pryor Field wasn't recording some of the days or whatever, but locally it can happen. Thunderstorm convections like that. One area gets, another area gets, nah. But yesterday, I feel like everybody had rain. I was watching the radar. I had some horrible downpours when I was driving up Montesano. Well, I was driving from Governor's Drive, Montesano. I was going to Gunnersville. And the rain was coming down so hard that there was big puddles up on Montesano, and cars had going through it, and you can see halfway through the tires. The tires are like under the water. That's how deep it was. And then you got down to Owens Crossroads in the New Hope area where the drainage is horrid, and I couldn't see a thing. It was coming down so hard, the rain, I couldn't even see the front of my truck. So it was pretty crazy. Chase says, my work computer is saying very humid. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is going to be, it is very humid, but we've come a long way with the humidity. Last week at this time, well, not quite Monday, but Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, we had temperatures 97, 98 with a dew point of like 77, 78. That's pretty gross. Heat index value was about 110. Last Wednesday was the hottest day of the year and still is, because since that day, we've had more clouds, more rain, and we've also lowered the humidity, believe it or not. It's still humid though, Chase, I got you. But it's the dew points this morning in the low 70s. That's pretty much every day summertime in the Tennessee Valley. When it goes upper 70s to near 80, pretty gross. And we don't have 95 to 100 temperature anymore either. You know, like yesterday we hit 89 in Huntsville. It's still hot, but it's not 95, 97. And that actually stopped a streak. Huntsville had 9 consecutive days of 90 plus. Ironically, we had only had 4 days of 90 so far in the year going into that. So pattern change for sure. Definitely. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Daniel, where's Daniel? Good morning, Jeff. Hope you had a great weekend. My son Daniel has a couple questions for you if you don't mind. Bring it on, my friend. What you got? Bring it on. I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. TVL will start till 11. I got time to kill. I ain't going nowhere. I got a noon show to do too. So I'm just here. What's up? Talk to me. Tell me what you want to know. I'll try to answer it and hopefully answer it the best of my ability. I'm going to put the 10-day up a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. Plus, I love that little July 4th graphic, and it pops with fireworks. I think it's really cute. I like it. I put the pandas back in, too. I haven't put the pandas in a while. Maybe that's the bad luck. Maybe we need to put the pandas in the 10-day forecast. I figured since there's only 3 home games and our entire 10-day wouldn't have trash panda icons, it would look cool. So I went with it. I love the pandas. Sarah, I'm holding my breath for those questions. What you got? Talk to me, Daniel. Talk to me, my friend. Oh, boy. We went back and looked at former July 4th, right? I see 92 there. Normal, typical high temperature for this time of year is about 91, 92. So we're in the ballpark. You know that there has been some really hot July 4th here in the Tennessee Valley. I went back and looked at some of the numbers, and I was like, whew, that's kind of gross. Catching a lot of breaks. If this forecast plays out that way, we get the rain out of here tomorrow, we can have a nice 4th of July weekend. Does it make up for all the rainy weekends we've had since like the end of April? Probably not, but it's something. Jay says, I couldn't even keep the bed sheets over me this morning. I'm like, nope, getting up. Yeah, I have a ceiling fan right over the bed. I put that on, and I actually woke up. I was shivering this morning. That was not a good move on my part. I always put it on full blast, though. Plus, I was trying to drown out any firework noise outside so Rebel could sleep, but he was not having it last night. It was not good. Sarah, good morning, Jeff. He answered that. Great, thank you. He wants to know if you guys do tours of the station. Sometimes we got have my people call your people and then talk to the people here, and their people will get back to your people, kind of thing. But yeah, sometimes it depends on the day, depends on the situation, time of year. But we'll talk. Send me a message and we'll talk. And I think we can work something out. I'll make sure my people get in touch with your people. Maybe on a weekend when it's not so busy in the newsroom and stuff. We'll see what happens, though. I have to get permission first to make sure to do that. But I know Daniel loves weather, and I would love for him to come by here. It'd be awesome. It's pretty cool. And Sarah says, and he also wants to know where you live. He's curious to know. Just say I live really close to you, okay? Yep, I live pretty close. I live in the Huntsville area for sure. Very close to the station too. So. And I love having like a 5-minute commute to work. This way, when it's raining as hard as it was on me yesterday going to Guntersville, I can still get to work and not worry about it. I think it was like the first month I worked here. I moved here November 22. And it was December 23, and we had that kind of freaky, icy event. Do you remember that? I do, because I didn't get the forecast right. I predicted some light rain, and then it was rain, actually. And it was also a little snow that mixed in, but it had been really cold for Christmas. Do you remember that? And it was like the day after Christmas, and then the ground was so cold that all that water froze as soon as it started getting later in the day. And it all turned into a sheet of ice. We didn't have any accumulation of snow. It was like less than ½ inch. But it locked down the Tennessee Valley. And I said, you know what, Jeff? It's a little different here. ½ inch of snow. It wasn't even ½ inch. But it was the fact that everything was cold and frozen. So my story is this. I was talking about how I live 5 minutes away from the station, right? And I remember sliding down Pulaski Pike. That was my introduction to being in the Tennessee Valley. Truck was sideways going down Pulaski Pike. Luckily, I was the only car on the road because everybody was smart and stayed in. I had to come to work. It was not good. Not good at all. So, but if anybody's, I don't know if we cross-posted. If you're watching on my page, I will answer you back in just a little bit when I go back in the other room to the studio. And I will go ahead and make sure that I answer you back. I don't open up my page on this one. So Sarah says, okay, thank you. Sounds good. He would love that. He's always asking me to see the weather forecast. Well, I think that's fair. Sarah, you know how much of a fan I am. I think it's great when children, even grown-ups, want to know more about weather. I think it's great. I've done parts of school visits from anywhere from kindergarten to seniors in high school to college, and I've even had I did it's not a school visit, but I did a visit to a community center that had seniors at it, and it was awesome. I did that when I was in Rhode Island. So I love it, and I love anybody who's excited about weather. I don't care what age, and I think it's fantastic. And if you have an interest in weather and you want to know more, talk to me. It was all good. We'll make it happen. All right. I am going to bust a move. Watch out for those storms this afternoon, everybody, okay? I know a lot of times it's just rainfall. But if you've been driving around the last couple of days and you were caught in one of those torrential downpours, it's a little more than rain. And not to mention the lightning, too. Cloud-to-ground lightning. I think it was Friday night. Did anybody see the show I talked about over the weekend? I was in Huntsville. You could look south towards Birmingham. The lightning was so far away, but yet it felt like it was right on top of you. You could see the lightning bolts within the clouds. It was awesome. And we've had a lot of lightning with storms. And not only have we had a lot of lightning with storms, we've had a lot of lightning striking things like houses, trees on house. It's crazy. It's like the lightning has a V line for everything that's going to make damage. So in addition to heavy rainfall, watch out for the lightning as well. We want you to be safe, okay? And that's going to be true tomorrow as well. Whatever pops storm-wise is a big-time rainmaker and a lot of lightning. You're going to get some gusty winds. I had some yesterday driving down. I got caught in one of the storms, 30, 35 mile-an-hour winds, and it can be a lot, and it can be scary. But the lightning and the rainfall are primary concerns today and tomorrow, okay, everybody? Then it stays dry. I was so tempted to take the 20% out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I did not want to do that. I just took the 20% out for Wednesday and Thursday. But hopefully we can trend to even take that 20% out for Friday and the weekend and not even have to worry about a storm. That would be fantastic. So, all right, everybody have a fantastic day today. Brad will be back in tonight, and he'll have the very latest tracking storms wherever they pop and wherever they move to. Eric Burke will be back on tomorrow morning, and he'll have the very latest on the forecast. Probably for the rest of the day, tracking more storms, and also an update for the rest of the week as well, including the 4th of July and any tweaks we need to make before we get there. Everybody have a fantastic day.